What is a milestone chart and why is it beneficial?
A milestone chart is a manner to visualize the maximum vital steps of your undertaking. Each milestone your crew achieves brings you toward finishing your undertaking. In this manner, milestones offer an experience of feat and display to your crew how the paintings they are doing contribute to the overarching undertaking objective. Milestones aren't simply vital to your crew, in addition, they simplify your function because of the undertaking manager. You can percentage your milestone chart with undertaking stakeholders to visualize your undertaking's development and make certain every person is on an equal page. So how will you create a milestone chart? We're going to discover a number of the distinct approaches you could address this step in making plans for your undertaking. We'll additionally offer suggestions on how marking and celebrating milestones will hold crew morale high.
What is a milestone chart?
A milestone chart is a visible illustration of the maximum crucial obligations your crew desires to finish in the course of a project. Essentially, milestones permit you to check what your crew has to paint in the direction of or has already done. Think of them like rungs on a ladder. The better you climb, the nearer you get to finish your project.
Different ways to create milestone charts.
There are multiple manners to create a milestone chart. You can upload milestones in your task timeline template, create a Gantt chart, or use a piece control software program with a timeline device. A Gantt chart is a horizontal bar chart used to demonstrate a timeline of a task, work, or program. While Gantt charts are a high-quality manner to visualize your task agenda and milestones, they may be time-ingesting to installation and emerge as messy as you upload greater details. You can analyze all approximately the professionals and cons of Gantt charts in our complete guide. The satisfactory opportunity to a conventional Gantt chart is a cutting-edge task timeline device. Let's check the advantages of the usage of a chosen task-making plan and timeline device to create your milestone chart.
Why should you use a project management tool to create your milestone charts?
To get the identical bird's-eye view of your task that a Gantt chart offers, use a timeline device for your distinctive painting control software. There are numerous benefits to the use of a timeline device over a Gantt chart. A timeline device is straightforward to install and maintain, particularly if you have to feature new responsibilities or regulate milestones. Tasks and different underlying paintings may be connected to your timeline and could replace in actual time. With a click of a button, you could proportion your timeline together along with your crew or stakeholders.
7 steps to create a milestone chart. Step 1. Define project goals.
Before you create your milestone chart, you'll need to define your fashionable assignment timeline and dreams. Defining your assignment dreams offers your crew intensive know-how of your focused assignment outcome. This way, your crew is aware of precisely what they're running in the direction of and why it matters. Then, outline a tough timeline for your assignment starting with a begin and quit date. Example, let's say you're a communications director and your corporation is merging with some other one. Your overarching assignment aim is to merge the two businesses successfully. The beginning date of your assignment is the advent of the announcement. The quit date is the worldwide corporation occasion celebrating the hit merger.
Step 2. Create a task list.
Now that you have your difficult timeline and overarching challenge aim defined, it's time to create a mission list. These duties need to be recorded in chronological order and preferably related to dates or date levels to relieve a few paintings in a while on this process. Example, among others, your duties for the business enterprise merger will consist of the advent of the Inner Assertion newsletter, scheduling candid periods with employees, press meetings to announce the merger externally, and making plans for the worldwide merger event.
Step 3. Identify milestones.
Goals have a tendency to be extra essential than milestones. An aim is to define what occurs as soon as your task is a success in the way your task aligns with usual enterprise objectives. A milestone lets you to take a stay up for an upcoming factor on your task or lower back on what you've already accomplished. It's additionally smooth to confuse a milestone with a deliverable, however, the difference is a touch extra at the nostril here. A deliverable is something tangible like a document or a product. A milestone is extra-conceptual and marks a checkpoint that your group can paint things towards. You can become aware of whether or not now no longer something qualifies as a milestone via way of means of thinking about the subsequent questions. Does this challenge affect your deadline? Is this an enormous factor in your task that suggests progress? Should this challenge be reviewed via way of means of your stakeholders? Can the task nevertheless be finished without this challenge? If the solution is sure to all, however, the final question, you've got efficaciously recognized a milestone. Example, to construct out your merger task into DOS, you ought to first categorize every initiative. Creating the e-newsletter to announce the merger is a challenge. Sending out the e-newsletter is a task deliverable. Announcing the merger to the company is a milestone.
Step 4. Create your timeline.
Now it's time to gather the puzzle and flip your obligations, goals, levels, deliverables, and milestones right into a timeline. Take a glance again at the time frames you brought for your challenge deliverables and affirm if the levels are lengthy enough. This is likewise a notable possibility to test if there are any dependencies that would motivate a bottleneck. Add all your challenge obligations and levels for your timeline tool, outline dependencies, and alter levels in which essential after which suggest to DOS, deliverables, and key milestones. Once you've finalized your challenge timeline, you must have a clear visualization of your whole challenge plan. Example, a challenge the scale of an organization merger will clearly have a few obligations or levels that can't get begun till others are completed. For example, you'll want the up-to-date emblems out of your advertising crew earlier than you may ship out the clicking launch announcing the merger itself. To preserve your challenge of going for a walk smoothly, visualize those dependencies on your timeline.
Step 5. Share your timeline.
Now that the timeline is complete, you'll need to proportion it together along with your on-the-spot crew to make certain that nothing slipped via the cracks. Your crew can confirm that each one dependency had been defined, all milestones are introduced to the timeline, and all assignment levels are lengthy and sufficient to keep away from bottlenecks or different assignment issues. Once your on-the-spot crew has confirmed that the timeline is right to go, proportion it together along with your wider crew. This will deliver everybody a higher review of the duties and levels they've to finish to attain the assignment milestones, and in the end finalize the assignment successfully. Example, 4 eyes see extra than 2. After sharing your milestone chart with a communications manager, they locate that you didn't allocate sufficient time to put together the inner Canada classes for employees. This would have brought about a super quantity of pressure for your communications crew and doubtlessly negatively prompted how the relaxation of the agency felt approximately the merger. By adjusting the timeline, you're capable of delivering your crew sufficient time to put together for this assignment phase.
Step 6. Add documentation.
Throughout the mission lifecycle, you'll need to feature any documents, notes, and applicable conversations related to the mission to the respective tasks, phases, or milestones. Your milestone chart is in no way final, it's a developing mission control device that desires to be changed and brought to so it's usually in sync together with your mission. Connecting applicable statistics together along with your timeline will assist your group to preserve a top-level view of what's been done, what's in progress, and what's nevertheless on your to-do list. Example, once the advertising group has shared the brand new logo, hyperlink the record to the respective undertaking on your timeline. This permits everybody else operating at the mission to without difficulty discover and use the layout whilst need.
Step 7. Celebrate milestones.
When you attain a milestone, rejoice in it. Depending on the milestone marks, you can order a few pizzas to the office, allow your group to cross early on a Friday afternoon, or ship everybody a present card for a neighborhood espresso shop. Acknowledging your group's tough paintings with the aid of using celebrating milestones boosts morale and improves your group's engagement. Every time your group tests off a milestone, you're one step towards finishing your mission. Keep monitoring your mission's development together along with your timeline and percentage milestones with stakeholders. They, too, will admire understanding that matters are shifting forward. Example, your group has labored tirelessly to drag off the maximum tremendous international agency occasion marking the professional merger of the two companies. Everyone had a first-rate time, and your CEO even noted how satisfied they were with the final results of the occasion. You should rejoice in this milestone with the aid of giving your whole group the subsequent Monday off to recharge earlier than the mission submits more.
Other ways to plan your milestones.
Horizontal timeline. Vertical timeline. Kanban board. Milestone visualization. While those visualizations might not be the exceptional challenge-controlled tools, they are extraordinary for shows or brainstorming. In our instance of the enterprise merger, your communications crew may also need to present a simplified model of the timeline with the entire enterprise while they are pronouncing the merger through the inner newsletter. Sharing your timeline with loads or maybe heaps of humans isn't always handiest pointless but additionally risky. Instead, create a simplified visible highlighting handiest the milestones or a changed model of your Kanban board so the enterprise's personnel get a higher experience of who's contributing to what.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon.